Hi, this is Matthew to talk about the next Beach Boys album from 1980 called Keepin' the Summer Alive. This would have been their next offering for CBS, of course, Brother Records, and I think Caribou Records also might have stuck it out there, but I think they may have been a CBS subsidiary, I'm not sure. So they went back, the Beach Boys did, to where they'd recorded before in their early life, try to get Brian maybe more comfortable and try to record things, which he did for a couple days, about 3 days, and kind of only wanted to do rock and roll covers, which we'll get to one of those. And so then Bruce Johnson took over producing the whole thing. This is also the last time people say Dennis Wilson. Unfortunately, he dies in '83. He drowns trying to get. He'd been drinking, and for some reason he was trying to retrieve his wife's belongings in somewhere involving water, and he drowns, unfortunately. But I'm also going to cover, since the next album is until '85, I'm going to see what other things are in between here. So I'm going to kind of go off the cuff and see what happens, because I haven't had time to look at what's next on Wikipedia, and so many things don't stream. Some of these collections and things don't have any way to stream them easily. But yeah, I thought this was a really good one. It kind of sounded like a Beach Boys albums would have sounded before. Obviously, we're in '80, so there, we've had some different sounds going on. Different techniques were starting to come into play here, so yeah, I really enjoyed it. 10 tracks again, just like the last one had been. Shorter, obviously, without the disco long thing on there. But yeah, on side one though, we have Keepin' the Summer Alive, which is very good. Carl Wilson and Randy Bachman. Yes, that Randy Bachman from the Guess Who and BTO, or Bachman Turner Overdrive is the full name of that band. That Randy Bachman came to help a little bit, and Carl Wilson sings that one. We have Oh Darlin', which is a Brian Wilson and Mike Love song. I think he wrote about 5 of these, I believe, with Carl Wilson and Mike Love on the vocals there. And then Some of Your Love is a Brian Wilson and Mike Love song with Mike Love and Carl Wilson singing it. And then Living with a Heartache, again, is Carl Wilson and Randy Bachman again. Carl Wilson sings it. Brian... they wanted, I think, Randy Bachman to produce, but he was having some personal issues and just said, no, I can't do that. So he didn't. But we do get some of his songwriting expertise on some of these. And then School Day, Ring Ring Goes the Bell, which is the Chuck Berry song, which is I really like that version. It's a nice cover. I always thought it was called Hail Hail Rock and Roll, but apparently it is School Day, Ring 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 Goes the Bell, apparently, which I did not realize. I thought it was Hail Hail Rock and Roll. And Al Jardine sings it. Does a pretty good job, I think. They even changed his keys near the end. That was a really nice, nice cover. Side 2, we have Going On, which was a Brian Wilson and Mike Love song with Brian, Carla, and Mike all singing on it. Then Sunshine, Brian Wilson and Mike Love, Brian Wilson and Carl Wilson all sing parts of this one. When Girls Will Get Together is a Brian Wilson and Mike Love with Love and Brian Wilson. Santa Ana Wins even has a spoken part on it. Brian Wilson and Al Jardine, and then Mike Love and Carl Wilson sing it. I think Al Jardine might do the little spoken thing about, there's a thing in California they're called Santa Ana Winds and stuff. It has a little brief spoken word thing. And then we end with Endless Harmony, which is just very short, but kind of neat. Bruce Johnston wrote this one, and he sings it. So does Carl Wilson. So that is the album. But again, considering what the band was going through, I thought they did another. I thought they did. This one was maybe a more cohesive thing. It said it wasn't individuals; it was a group effort this time. It seemed like. Our personnel, though, we will look at Brian Wilson on vocals and Tech Piano and O'Darlin going on and keyboards on the Sunshine song. And the Rocks Accord When Girls Get Together. That's what he was doing. Again, some input, not a full input from him, but some. Carl Wilson on vocals, lead guitar, and O'Darlin on guitar and tech piano, and Yamaha electric piano on the keyboards. Al Jardine vocals, acoustic guitar, and it is Al Jardine doing the spoken introduction on the Santa Ana Winds track. It is him, and also rhythm guitar, and not sure if it's the rhythm guitar on School Day Uncertain. So Mike Love on vocals, Bruce Johnson on vocals, and Fender Rhodes electric piano, and the clapser thing. The clavicle order is and keyboards, and that is it. There's Wilson bass drum only. Yeah, he really was not involved with this album, but he's having some real issues. I think he's dead in a couple of years. Unfortunately, I think he was having some real problems. I think we had a lot of. We had some additional people again. I think quite a few by the sound of the songs. It sounded like there was maybe several people involved. Terry Melcher on Colt Melcher, John Joyce on harmony and backing vocals. Joe Walsh on slide and rhythm guitars. Ooh, if you want to try to spot him, he is on Keepin' the Summer Alive. Okay, I could kind of see that. Well, he's a really good guitarist. I like him. Steve Russ on guitar, Dale House on guitar and acoustic guitars, Caleb Quay on lead guitars, Billy Joe Walker Jr. on lead and acoustic guitars. I feel I should know his name. I don't, though. Dennis Butimer on guitar, Tim May guitar, Al Vescovo guitar. Lots of guitarists lending their chops to this thing. Ryan Garofalo, harmony and backing vocals, and bass, it looks like. Jerry Schiff on bass. Ray Pullman on bass on a few tracks. Larry Ritz on double bass. John Hobbs on keyboards. And Daryl Dragon on keyboards, so he's back again to helping out some. Obviously, they're not doing too much with that guy, but he, still, I guess, able to come in and help and do some stuff. Don Randy on keyboards, Mike Mears on keyboards, Carly Munoz on organ, Richie Martin on keyboards, something like that. R-I-C-C-I. Ricky. Scott Matthews on drums and harmony and backing vocals and percussion as well. Ricky Fader on drums again. Gary Melville on drums. Caleb Blaine's also back to play some drums. Steve Foreman on percussion. Dinas is in timpani. And he's doing... just timpani itself. Yeah, there's some nice timpani on this album. Steve Douglas on saxophone. There's definitely some of that happening, which is great. Joe Peskin on saxophone as well, and some baritone sax. Dick Slide-Hyde on trombone. Oh, Dick Slide-Hyde. Dick Slide-Hyde, I love it. Oh, good name. Chuck Finley on flugelhorn and trumpet. Lou McCleary on trombone and bass trombone. Jim Horn on baritone saxophone. I really feel that this Jim Horn should play French horn because his last name is Horn, but whatever. He doesn't, apparently. The other guy I knew was the last name Horn in band. He played trumpet, so. Does anyone know a French horn player named Horn? By chance? Does anybody know anybody who plays French horn with that last name? I don't. I've not met anybody. I know French horn people, but no, they don't have that last name. I think it'd be funny if they did. Vince Charles. Yes. We have Vince Charles, Efren Toro, and Mando, and steel drums. There's some nice steel drums on Sunshine. I was like, ooh, steel drums. I like steel drums. David Shear on oboe. Yeah, there's an oboe. Alexander Neiman and Daryl Trilicher on violas. A bunch of guys on cellos. A lot of the same people from previous albums. Timmy Morgan has a harmonica. Our cellos are pretty much some of the people from I think similar before albums. So just there's a lot of people listed there. And a bunch of people on violins. A lot of them were from, I think, even the previous album. So a lot of the same guys they were using for multiple times. So a bunch of other people on violas. Arrangement was by Bob Alciver for the horn arrangements. Harry Bitts on string arrangements. Technical guys we have Bruce Johnson, producer, except on Girls Get Together, and that was I'm not sure where. Brian Wilson produced School Day When Girls Get Together in Santa Ana Winds. Alternate did School Days in Santa Ana Winds. School Day, sorry. Carl Wilson, producer on Keeping the Summer Alive and Living with a Heartache. Steve Best, the guy was chief engineer in mixing. Chuck Leary, engineer on Santa Ana Winds. Chuck Britz, engineer on No Dollar and School Day and Santa Ana Winds. Rodney Pearson, engineer. Brian Bears was the second engineer. Artwork people are John Alvin on the illustrations, or the illustration for it. Tony Lane, art direction. Gary Nitchman, photography. And that is it. I'm going to go up to that. In 81, since there won't be an album until 1985, there's a collection in 81. I'm going to go look at 10 Years of Harmony, it's called, I believe. Let me go double check it here and see what exactly that is, and see if there's anything else to talk about in between 80 and 85. Come on, let me go down the page a bit. There's so many things on Wikipedia. Okay, here we go. Okay, there it is. Yeah, 10 Years of Harmony. Let's go see what's on that. I don't feel like opening other pages. I'm just going to go to the one I'm on. Since I've talked about the album, I don't need it to be there anymore. Let's see what we have here. Okay, there's something called Sunshine Dream, which we'll look at too. Let's see what we have here. Obviously, band members do take a break, I guess. And we'll get a track listing here. On side one, we open with Add Some Music to Your Day, Roller Skating Child, Disney Girls, 1957, since this is all from the 70s era, It's a Beautiful Day, California Saga, California, Won't You Come Out Tonight, Marcella, on side two, obviously a 14-track album or so, and then we have Rock and Roll Music. That was a good version. going on. And then It's Okay. Cool, Cool Water. San Miguel. And then School Day, Ring, Ring, Ring Goes the Bell. I'm glad they put that on there. I enjoyed that cover. And then Good Timing. And that should maybe end the album here, I believe. And it does. Oh, it's a double. I'm sorry. There's more. Never mind, people. There's more. And then side 3 on our double album to open up our second album that you would have to get out and play next. Darlin', Lady Linda, Sea Cruise, nice. The Trader, obviously some things that weren't used elsewhere, which is great. This Whole World, Don't Go Near the Water. Oh yeah, that was that environmental one. Surf's Up. Side 4. Come Go With Me, nice. I would put that on there too. Deirdre, She's Got Rhythm. River Song. Long Promised Road. And then Fuel Flows. I like that one. Till I Die. Okay, and then we'll see what's on this thing in 82. Not a bad collection though. If you like things from that era, that's not a bad assessment of that period of time. So I think that's pretty good. Let's go see what Sunshine Dream is, because Apple Music has nothing album-wise until 85, so I have no idea. They don't have most of the compilations. They don't have either. The different ones they don't have a lot. Some of them are out of print. So same with just like that 10 Years of Harmony is not on there. It's obviously must be not either out of print or they have not felt the need to have it able to stream, which is sad. I feel everything should be streamable, but that's just me. Oh, and there's the rarities from 83 we'll look at as well, hopefully. Okay, it's another double album from Capitol. So we'll see what is on here. Okay, yeah, it's our earlier Beach Boys period, so we'll see what's on this double album. This could be good. Yeah, some things to look for if you want to find them used somewhere. Side 1, we have I Can Hear Music, which I've always liked. Here Today, Darlin', Caroline No, Aren't You Glad, Good Vibrations, Side 2, Wouldn't It Be Nice, Friends, God Only Knows, Vegetables, How She Boogalooed It, There's No Other Like My Baby. Here's our side 3 sides. Our side 3 will have Heroes and Villains, which is a neatly arranged song. All I Want to Do, Wild Honey, I'm Waiting for the Day, Cotton Fields, Then I Kissed Her, course, the original was Then He Kissed Me, but it's Then I Kissed Her. But that was that cover of that. Side 4, we have Sloop John B. Be Here in the Morning. Bluebirds Over the Mountain. Keep an Eye on Summer. Do It Again. And then just the Beach Boys medley. It was an 81 single. It is. What's funny is the length of the song is 4:09. Ha 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 ha. I wonder if someone did that on purpose. I don't know what's in the medley. I've never heard that. So I don't know. But it was at 81 if you can find something like that. But that was that. Or 82, sorry. That medley was an 81. Then we'll go see this rarities and see what's on that. That could be interesting. See what's on rarities here. See if there's anything interesting on this one. Again, not streamable. Neither was this Summer Dream. That was not available to stream either. Jerks. Okay, then we jump to the 85 album, which we'll get to later. Great. So I will... Oh, yeah, more Capitol stuff. Okay. Let's see what's on here. These are all rarities from different outtakes and different things. Of course, it's out of print. I don't think it did very well, but it did, with a little help from my friends, the Beatles song. I would like to hear that. Darn it. The Letter, which is, I love that song. I would love to hear them doing that, because I'd like that one. Yeah, there are some, because so many things like this are on compilations and things, so. I Was Made to Love Her. That's even a version, yeah. You're Welcome. The Lord's Prayer. Sixth then is Bluebirds Over the Mountain, a 2-track mix of that one. Good Vibrations, alternate version. In My Room, the German version. Yes, many artists had to make songs in other languages. Beach Boys were no exception, it seems. That would be fun to hear that. I don't know how they determine which versions to do, but that was pretty common for people to do other language versions of songs, because labels assumed that people only wanted it in their language, which is not accurate. I think a lot of people would have just been happy with it in English, but some would like to have had both, or some would have had one. But and then Cotton Fields, all I want to do is a live version. And then Oleg Zine again. Some bonus tracks on the CD version of this when that was around. It's a medley of Good Vibrations, Help Me Rhonda, and I Get Around, and Little Deuce Cupid, and Little Honda, and Hawaii in 409. And Normal Surfer, and Dance Dance Dance, and Shut Down Surfer Safari, and Barbara Ann, and Surfing USA, and Fun Fun Fun. An up-tempo version. Another medley of Surfer Girl, Girls on the Beach, Belle of Old Betsy, We Went Away, Caroline No, and The Surfer Moon, and In My Room ballad version, it says. I'm not sure what that means for sure. Another Beach Boys medley of Good Vibrations, Help Me Rhonda, I Get Around, Shut Down Surfing Safari, and Rubber Ant Surfing USA, and Fun Fun Fun, a single version of that. And that is it. So all of that stuff in between. The next album, of course, we will have lost Dennis Wilson. Will be in 1985 next. So I was about 3 to 4 years old, depending on when that came out in the year. And see what we have to work with. And it's just called The Beach Boys, just a self-titled. First time I've done that, I believe. And we'll see what happens with that and what they have gotten up to. Obviously, the loss of a brother is a big deal, and a cousin from Mike Love's perspective, and a good friend for Al Jardine and everybody. So that's not good. People make bad decisions, I guess. But yeah, he drowned in off a boat or something. And somebody, why his wife's belongings were from a divorce were in the water in the first place, I don't know what was going on with him, unfortunately. Hopefully Brian will get himself sorted out a little bit. I know it takes a long time. I don't think he really got to where he's really doing much until the 90s. So it wasn't about 98 that I really heard him, but he was doing anything. He'd kind of come back around, was doing a whole bunch of interviews at that point, talking about the band and his life and everything. So I don't know. Again, if you want to hear more about his struggles, he's got 2 autobiographies. I have not read them. Wouldn't It Be Nice in 91? And then it's 2016 he did I Am Brian Wilson. I don't know. They might be on Audible and stuff. I know the Library for the Blind here in the U.S., Bard, has both of them. Read by different people. The first book is off of a cassette copy, and then a digital copy for the 2016. I know the 2016. I know I got it on a cartridge with other books. I'll get back to it. I know that one has a discography in it, so yeah, if you want to, and it lists all the songs and everything. So that one's kind of neat. All the things that he was involved with. I know Mike Loves has one. I don't know what his book is called. I don't know if Al Jardine has one. I don't know if Dennis Wilson has anything, but there's probably other books about them you could probably check out somewhere. But that is all for the moment. We'll jump to 85 next and hope that maybe people have gotten their, what sorted out to work together. Pretty sad when the tours are more successful than the albums, even though the albums aren't really that bad, I don't think, to me. But we will see what happens in 85 next time when I do this in another video.